Good morning, everyone. My name is Alicia, and I'm going to be giving the webinar today. Today, we're going to do a little search and go to our results and see everything that we can do and everything that we can find in our results. How we can manage our results, how to export them, and how to create result templates so that we are able to see all that we want to see in our results. Okay, remember that if you have any questions along the way, just please go ahead and type it in your question section in your browser, in your meeting, and I'll try to answer it as soon as I see it. I'm going to log into my account. And let's wait for it to load. And now I'm going to go to search. Remember that to go to our search section in REIFax, I can go either from my main product file here or click on the search little looking glass here on the left side of my screen. So I'll click here, and here I have my search panel. I'm going to do a search in, let's change county. Let's select Miami-Dade. I'm going to select for sale, pre-foreclosed, single family. I'm going to scroll down and select not owner occupied. Not owner occupied. Let's put a price range here, a market value range. Let's put equal or less than 400,000. There. Let's see what else I could put here. Let's put that I want properties that are owned by individuals. I don't want to search out. Try to filter out properties that are owned by banks or institutions or anything like that. I can do that here in owner name. I'm going to put multiple not contains and type in keywords like bank, trust, financial, corp, LLC, group. What I'm doing here with this filter, it depends actually on what type of properties that you're looking for. But in this case, since I want to play around a little bit with my results, I'm using the owner name filter to filter out properties that are owned by banks, institutions, corporations, or whatever. So I select multiple not contains and type in the keywords that I don't want to be in the name of the owner, separate them by comma, no space. I put owner occupied no. So here I have Miami-Dade, properties for sale that are pre-foreclosed, single family with a market value equal or less than 400,000. Owner name not contains bank, trust, financial, whatever. And owner occupied no. The owner does not live in the property. Let's see what that comes up. Actually, I only got 10 properties. Let's change the price range. I'm going to back here and I'm going to eliminate the price range. I want a result larger than 10 properties. So let's take out the price range. Actually, that only brought 17. Let's take off this one. We are public workers. So, there. I got 392 properties. These are all pre-foreclosed. They're not owner occupied. They do not. They are not owned hopefully by banks, institutions, LLCs, or whatever. So here I have my results. By default, I have a default template right here. This is my default template. By default, I can see address, city, zip code, gross area, living area, bedrooms, bathrooms, pool, waterfront, bills, foreclosure, sold price, tax value, land value, bill value. If I want to see any other information, I can create a template to see any information I need. The idea of having, of course, if I want to see it, but I also, if I want to export this information, the system will export only what I see in the column. So I need to put in screen the columns with the information I need. So how do I do that? Here in the grid template, I click here, and that will allow me to either select the previous created template or I can create my own template. I'm going to click on new and create a template today. Let's give it a name. Today's template. And then I go here and start selecting the information I want in my column. Let's say at the fourth, I would want the property address. And I keep scrolling down and put in whatever information I want. Let's see, let's put debt to equity and folio number. And value, last sale, legal description, market value, market media, owner occupied. My filter was for owner occupied, for not owner occupied, so I know that all these properties are not owner occupied, so I won't put that one. I want to see the owner's name and his address, his city, state, and zip code, and if he has a phone number. Let's see, I want property step. Let's see, that's here for sale. Okay, for sale should be up here. Now let's see if the property is for sale, yes or no. Let's see, for sale in the case if the property is listed, yes or no. Story, subdivision, township. for rent address property. I already have that. If I want days on the market, financial, HVAC. So basically that's what I do. I just go through all the lists here and put in whatever information I want. These properties are pre-foreclosed all because that's what I selected. So I might want to have the foreclosure information here. So I'll select case number, auction date, uh, let's see, auction date, mortgage date. Okay. Once I have all the information I want in my columns, remember that if you forget something or if you see afterwards that you need something else, you can come here and edit this template and add or delete any of these columns. So I'll click on save. And now, after I do my search and have my results with my default template, I can come here and select the template that I want. Let's look for the one I just created. It was called today's template. Here, today's template. So I select it and click on load. So see, now I have address, debt to equity, folio, owner name, owner address. Remember that I selected not owner occupied, so the owner does not live in the property, so he has another address. So that's why in this case, in my template, I wanted to put the owner's address in case I want to do a mailing list or whatever. So I have his address, city, state, and zip code. If he has registered a number in public records, a phone number, here it is. I have step, for sale, yes or no. I have, remember I added the foreclosure information. I have case number, auction date. Okay, so once I have exactly the information I want in my column, I can come here and select them. Either I can select all of them. The system will select page by page. So if I want to select all 392, see if I clicked on the top little square here and checked it. It selected only the first 50. These are the 50 properties that are on this page. I have 8 pages. This is 1 page out of 8. If I have a lot of properties, if my list is long, and I want to select all of them, I can come here and choose how many properties I have per page. In this case, I have 50. Let's put it at 250 so I can select them in a quicker way. So now I have 50 properties per page, and if I click here and select the first square here, now I have 250 properties selected, and I can go to the next page and select the rest of them. So now I have all 392 properties selected. I can now export to Excel this list if you needed to do something outside of REIFax. Remember that REIFax will allow you to have the properties that you're working with in your follow-up. So if you do not need the information outside of REIFax, you don't need to export. But if you want to use it for another, whatever reason you need the information exported to an Excel sheet, You select it and click and export to Excel. Actually, the system will export either to Excel or to CSV. These are for lineup users. The thing is, the system will have a limitation of 5,000 exports properties or items exported per month. The counter will be reset every month on your payday, but this is a recent limitation of recent, talking about 4 or 5 months back. It's a requirement that was put by our data providers. So there is a limit for 5,000 properties exported per month. If by any chance you do need to export more than that, for now, the only way you can actually increment that counter would be to acquire a assistant account that you can create here through our settings. You create a new assistant account. That would be an account with its own login information, and it will have its own counter set up. So it would have 5,000 properties additional. This assistant account have a cost of $50 per month. Okay, so once you have selected your properties, just click on Export to Excel, and the system will export this list. It will take a little while, and it will download it to an Excel sheet into your download file in your computer, and from there you can take it and use it for whatever. Let's wait for it. Okay, so while this is downloading, let's recapitulate a little bit what we did. We did our search, we went to our results, we created a result template so we see the information that I want in my column. I went through all the information available and selected only those that I want in my columns. If I want to change it afterwards, I can come back into my result template and edit it, whether I want to delete any of the columns or select a new one. Actually, this is taking quite long. Oh, there, done. Okay, here I have my file that I can open. Let's see if I can open. Okay, what else do I have here? Let's open my Excel sheet. Here I have my Excel with all the information I requested in my template. Let's close this. Okay, up here I have print. I can also print this list as a PDF. Forgot it. It does take a little while because a lot of information of the system, so I just want to reset it so it doesn't take so long. Okay, just let's do a little quick search here and go back to my results. So I had Miami-Dade, pre-foreclosed, single family. I had owner-occupied, no. I had owner not contained, multiple not contained, bank, for trust, LLC, finance, so go search. Let's reselect the template that I created. All my created templates will be pre-saved here, and I can select any of them from here. I'm going to select one that I have here for value. Value load. This one is one I created a while back. Here I have the listing price, market value, debt to equity, asset value, known debt, amount. Okay, what else I can do from results? If I want to see any additional information on the property, let's say I'm interested in this one, I just click on it and that will take me to the overview of the property. In the overview of the property, I'll see the details, the listing, the public records details, that is lot size, gross area, last sold price, land value, asset value, tax value, my REIFax code, folio number, status. This one is, in this case, is a closed sale, pre-foreclosed, 2 beds, 2 bathrooms, 1 unit, subdivision name, Royal Glen, zoning, and this is Miami-Dade County. Then I'll have the legal description, and I'll have sales history, and of course at the end I'll have the, I forgot to put ink in the list that I wanted to leave out. So next time I'll put INC. So okay, then I have in my overview, I'll have the comparables. These are properties that were sold in the last 12 months within a 0.5 square mile that are 10% more or less the same square footage. And based on these properties, the system calculates the market value. The system will also calculate active value, taking into account the properties that are listed for sale at this moment in the area within a 0.5 square mile, no, within a 0.5 radius of the property. Sorry for that. And there are 10% more or less the same square footage. And based on these ones, the system will calculate active value. So the system calculates market value based on the properties that were sold in the area and active value based on the properties that are active for sale right now. You will also have the distress comps. This is just for you as reference, and these are properties within a 0.5 mile radius of my subject properties, 10% more or less the same square footage, and these are properties that are underwater, upside down. They have very large depths in them. For example, I have this one. It has a market value of 360 and it has a known depth of 349. So it has very little equity, this property. I have this one, it's upside down. It's actually the equity would be negative because the market value is lower than the known depth. Same thing with, let's see, this one, totally upside down. This one has a market value of 353 and it has a known depth of 459. If you want to see additional information on any of these, you just click on it and it will take you to the overview of that property with all the information on that property without taking you out of the one that you were looking at. You can go back to the one that you were looking at, just clicking here or here. Okay, then you have rental comps, B&B comps, and those places where it's available. And if the property has a foreclosure information, in this case it has, since my search was for pre-foreclosed properties, you will have the foreclosure information here. If the property had a tax debt, that is tax delinquent property, you would have that tab here also with that information. If by any chance the property was a probate, you would have a probate tab with the probate information, that is the deceased information, the representative contact information, and the attorney's contact information for you to do any negotiation. If you work with probate, the system will by default send any kind of emails or whatever communication, it will send it directly to the attorney. Let's see let's go back to my results. From here, from my results, I can also print out labels. If I'm going to do a mailing campaign through regular mail, the system will allow me to create labels. I'm not going to select all of them because it will take a little while to load mail. So I'm just going to click the first 10 and select here labels. Here on labels, the system will ask me type. What this is just if you're going to go to and buy those those peel and stick labels that they buy packages, this is the number that's in the package. This is a label type. And of course, the size is also in the package. So if you're going to print it in plain white paper and cut it with scissors and glue them on your envelope, so it doesn't matter which one you choose. These are only if you're going to use the stick-on labels that you buy packages. Owner. I can either put in the labels the owner's address or the property address. In this case, since I did do a search for not owner-occupied properties, there's no sense in actually putting in the labels the property address because I know the owner does not live there. I want to put the owner's address. Alignment, if I want everything to be aligned to the left or if I want it to be centered. And since I'm not sending it to the property, I'm not going to put current resident or, so I'll leave it at no, because I'm going to send it to the owner. So I click on apply. My file was successfully created. And here's my file for the labels that I want to have my printer connect to my computer, put in my paper or my labels, and just print them out. Here I have Jonas, Nelson Suarez, Santa Perez, Holding Group O, LTD. These are keywords that I have to put in my not contains list. I'll keep that in mind. Group, LTD, and INC. I'll do that on my next search. Okay, so as you see, you just have your printer there and print out the labels, and then you just have to stick this in your envelope to send your mailing campaign. Intelligent market. Let's put apply. What does intelligent market show me? Intelligent market will show me a list of cash buyers that have bought properties in the area that I'm looking at. Actually, since I'm in a particular property, it will show me only within a 0.5 square mile in the level properties that have been bought similar to the one that I'm looking at, that is 10% more or less the same square footage. So in this case, I've only found one. This is City Mortgage Inc. I have his, if I want to see the two properties that he bought, I just click there and it will show me the two properties he bought. So let's go back to my results. Once I see all the properties that I have here, I can, and if my account is professional dialer, and I have a follow-up system, remember that if you have Platinum, you do not have a follow-up system. But if you do have a follow-up system in your system, you can select the properties and send them to your follow-up so you can start working with them over in your follow-up. That is, if you're going to send contracts, if you're going to send emails, text messages, or wherever. In this case, these are properties that are, well, this one is active for sale, the other ones are not. This color circles will tell me the status of the property. How do I know what these colors mean? I have a legend here that will tell me what the colors mean. These blue ones tell me they're by owner for foreclosed. They are not active for sale. They're not listed on MLS. If I want to do anything with them, I would have to contact the owner directly. And in this case, it would have to be by regular mail, or in my results, there were some of the owners did have some phone number registered there. I could try to contact them through those phone numbers. And if I contact them and they give me an email, then I can actually put it in my follow-up and send them an offer by email. So here I have my legend, everything that all these little color circles mean. Let's go back. Let's send these to my follow-up. It will ask me if I want to send them as buying, selling, or prospecting. Of course, most of the time I would use the buying because that's what I'm going to try to do with this property. I click on add property, and they will send it to my follow with a B marked on them, so I know those are properties that I'm going to try and buy. Okay, Jack, I have a question here from Jack. Hi, Jack, how are you? How can I filter out HOAs? Okay, let's see that. And I have a question about how you were able to include certain fields in your search results template. Okay, let's go back to that and show you. Let's see first the HOA fees. I'm going to go back to my search. I'm going to come here. These squares with numbers here, they're actually tabs. I can go to one tab to another, from one tab to another. Okay, my properties were added to my follow-up. Now they're in my follow-up. I have them marked here. This is the follow status. These are all in my follow-up now. Let's go back to what I was answering to you, Jack. So if you see, let's move up a little bit. If I go from one tab to another, you'll see that the fields down here change a bit. These are public records. If I go to for sale, I have different fields here. If I go for rent, I have different. For sale by owner, it changes a bit. In this case, for the HOA fees, I go here in for sale and I have a field here called HOA fee. I can use the HOA fee either to put, let's say, equal to and put 0 if that's what I want. I want properties that do not pay HOA fee. Or I can put it less than, let's put less than 2,000. So that's what how I would use the HOA fee field. I have to go to the for sale tab, look for my HOA fee, select whether I want it equal or greater than or less than or between. And once I have it, let's click on search and see how that changed my results. Actually, it did change it a lot. I put equal or less than 2,000 and it brought my results down from 392 to 58 properties. So that, I hope that answered your question, Jack. And the other question is about how to change the fields in my results. Let's see that. I'm in my results, and here on the top, I have my template, my result template. This is, by default, I have address, city, zip code, gross area, living area. But if I click here in this little, I don't know, notebook, column, square, however you want to see it, it will open for me a little window where I can either select any previous template I have already created, or I can click here on new, give a name to my new template. Let's give it a name, new, and then I have all these fields that I can select. I just go through the list and put whatever information I actually want in my column. Let's say address of the property. Let's keep going down. Let's put build year. Let's put folio number. Let's put owner name. Owner address, and whatever information I want. I just go through the list and select anything I need. If I put one that I don't want, I just come here and click on it, it will disappear. I can move them around here. And once I have exactly what I want, I click on save. And now that I saved it, now I have it here and I can select it. Just click on it and click on load. And I will have in my columns just the information I want in my column. So that's how I manage my results templates. How that is, That's how I manage the columns that I see in my results. Okay, another thing that I can do from here from my results is actually if I want to do a mailing campaign, that is, I want to mail out to all these properties, I can select them and send them to my mailing campaign. There are help videos in our YouTube channel and also previous webinars that will show you how to work our mailing campaign. So I just select the properties, give it a name, new mailing, give it a name, and click on add properties. This will select, I have selected 50 properties. This will send all these 50 properties to my mailing campaign. Then if I want to actually go and do the mailing and create the letters, I have to go on the left to the mailing campaign. Like I said, if you want to know how to work with mailing, just go into our YouTube channel, check for our previous webinars on mailings, or give us a call. You can also always have available this little icon here, this blue bubble that's a live chat that you can open at any time during office hours from 9 in the morning till 6 p.m. We are available to answer them as soon as we see them. But if you're working after hours or on weekends, just please go ahead and still open it and leave us our message there, and we'll answer you as soon as we come in next morning. So okay, let's show you another thing. My results, of course, by default, I see them as a list, like that we were there, or I can change it and see it as a map. Just clicking here on the map, it will show me all the properties in a map. I can click on one and see the properties. I can see them with detail. Detail will show me a little aerial picture of the property and the basic information to the right, sorry. So those are the three views that I have for my results. Either my grid view, that's the one that you will see by default with the list of the properties that you have in your results. You can see them in the map and you can see them in detail. In the map, you can actually go ahead and draw. Let's do a shape. Oh, actually, I already draw a shape, and it will zoom in and only that you have selected. And if you now go to grid view, it will only have those that you have within that square. I can draw a shape. Let's say I want only these ones. The system will zoom in on those 5 properties, and if I go to my grid view, I'll have only those 5 properties. So that's all I can do with my results, well, for now. I'm sure if you play around with it, you'll find a lot more things that you can actually do with yourself. And remember, we're available in a live chat. You can schedule any coachings at any moment if you want. Just contact us either by email, by phone, or by live chat. Or actually, we are in our phone number. You can also send us text messages if you wish. Our main line is 888-349-5368, and we're always happy to help you. That's our main mission in here. So thank you very much, all of you, for attending. It was a pleasure being with you today. I hope I'll see you all next Friday and wish all of you have a very great weekend. Bye.